There has been a lot of information going around, some of it quite confusing and mixed up, on the UN Global Compact on Migration, and so far, 7 EU member states have already decided not to endorse it. We wanted to start by talking about 7 myths that have developed and entered the political debates. The Global Compact on Migration is the result of 2 years of open and inclusive political negotiations and consultations between states, UN organizations, civil society organizations, private sector, academics, but also diaspora communities and refugee and migration organizations. The European Parliament too was involved at the beginning of the process together with the European Commission. It does not create by itself any legal obligations for states nor rights for migrants and refugees. It lays out 23 objectives on various dimensions of migration governance and management. Actually, the Global Compact on Migration is based on the principle of full respect of national sovereignty, leaving countries free to determine their national migration policy and their prerogative to govern migration within their jurisdiction in conformity with international law. Despite this statement, countries and political parties have used this argument as a political reason to justify not to endorse the compact. It advocates for safe and legal migration channels and seeks to reduce irregular migration through enhanced cooperation on addressing the drivers of migration, on fighting human trafficking and smuggling of migrants, on facilitating return and managing borders. The role of the Global Compact on Migration is to manage migration in a more efficient way and recognizing that when migration does take place, it is an international issue. The Compact, in fact, describes migration as it is, both with challenges and with positive impact. In fact, ample research shows that migration has positive impact on development, and while this is noted in the text, it is not the primary aim of the Compact to push this message. It does look into the long-term effect of migration, in contrast with short-term and security-driven discourse that has gained traction at the global level, including at the EU as a response to domestic political pressure. The Compact has to be taken as a holistic document that reflects migration with positive and negative realities. It does not encourage nor does it discourage migration. It recognizes that since migration is taking place anyways and has always been part of a human experience and socioeconomic transformation, it should occur in an environment that respects human rights and the dignity of migrants and refugees. And of course, it should take place in accordance with the sovereign rights of states to determine who can legally enter and who cannot, in respect with international law. The Compact does not create new laws. It simply emphasizes that migrants are entitled to the same human rights as any other human being. Although it has generated less of a political backlash in the last few months, there is another compact that will be adopted in December 2018, the UN Global Compact for Refugees, headed by the UNHCR and focusing on a subset of migrants, those who are not protected in their country of origins. This compact aims to strengthen the international response and responsibility sharing to large movements of refugees and protracted refugee situations.